there's a way to make an entrance.
This is my destiny.
It was now a conspiracy of witches.
Download Veely today.
Hello and welcome to World from a Train. I'll soon reach Sicily across the Straits of Messina. It's the largest island in the Mediterranean, but also one of the most beautiful, and I'm going to discover its mythical cities, like the famous Syracuse. So, the boat to get there is convenient, but on this one there's a little surprise. Come on, follow me. That's it. That's the surprise. Here in Italy, and especially in Sicily, the train also takes the boat. Between Sicily and Italy, it's often just a matter of securing it. Sometimes you distance yourself. Then we hook up together, on the right track. And that's the way the train ship sails. I was going to say I'm coming ashore, but ashore for the Italians is the terraferma, which is on the other side. It's the peninsula. And the Sicilians are holding on to this train because for them it's continuity territorial, as they say exactly in Italian. And so this permits them to go all over Italy. Sicily, an island of temperament, almost detached from the mainland. An archipelago bathed by three seas where the most brilliant civilizations have left their traces for 25 centuries and where the legendary volcano Mount Etna is never far away. I'll go meet the Sicilians, men and women with a sense of clan and hospitality. Hello, Elisabetta.
Hello, Olivia.
I have an appointment with Elisabetta, who recently founded the newspaper Sicilians. Messina holds no secrets from her. So, Elisabetta, here we are in Sicily at Messina. Is this another Italy?
Yes, it's a different Italy, especially because Sicily is an island. It's even the largest island in Italy. And it is an island with a long and special history, sometimes painful. It has been subjected to many foreign dominations, which, however, have enriched it enormously. One need only think of the Norman domination that helped us to send back the Saracens, who had been here for centuries. There were also the Spanish Bourbons, all these different and overlapping cultures. Well, they've made Sicily a unique place.
I imagine it must be quite pleasant to live in Sicily with that light, the sun.
Yes, the sun does help live. And when there's trouble, for instance, economic problems, having a good climate, as clement as ours, may seem banality, but it allows us to bear it better. At least we don't spend a lot of money on heating.
Hello, a ticket to Tusa. Castel di Tusa.
Yes, Tusa.
Well, it's not expensive, €4.30, and you can see the sea. It's right below the mountains. Sicily, a province attached to Italy in 1861 and which is so famous since the stopovers of Ulysses. The train is an ideal way to discover the treasures of the island and its smiles, all the way to the big volcano. Hello. Are you from round here?
I come from the Romagna region. I'm not Sicilian. I married a Sicilian 2 years ago in Sicily, and now I'm going to St. Agata de Militello for work.
And is it good to take the train?
I have to take the train to work every day.
An hour, 2 hours?
2 hours, yes. I'm doing 200 kilometers a day, 100 in the morning and 100 in the evening. I'm a teacher, and unfortunately, where I live, in Messina, there aren't a lot of job opportunities. Sicily is wonderful. But what is beautiful is the magnificent landscape with the view of the coast. That comforts me. And then I read. I enjoy reading.
That's the north side of Sicily, the Tyrrhenian Sea. And there are lots of small villages. And that, what is it?
That's the Virgin Mary. That's a statue of Michelangelo.
So there's your whole story there.
The anchor represents the boat.
Are you a sailor?
I'm a chef on a boat. I've always had a passion for cooking. Besides, my father always sailed. At home, I've always lived with the memory of my dad, traveling on boats. I liked it. I was interested.
And now it's a holiday today? No boat, no sailing?
No, I'm not on vacation. Now I'm going back to Palermo. I'm going to get on another boat that's coming in at 7 o'clock.
The train moves a lot. The boat moves a little less, I guess.
No, when the sea is rough, the boat moves more.
Is that San Stefano?
Yes, that's it.
So we're here. We have to make the connection. Let's hurry. A curious patron of contemporary art is waiting for me in the village of Tusa. For a long time threatened by the mafia, he managed to fulfill his dream, to put works of art on the mountain. Hello, Antonio.
Hello, how's it going?
I'm fine, thanks. So is this your open-air museum?
Yes, this is the place where beauty is returned. The beauty of the universe, which is turned into a pyramid on top of the mountain.
And why did you decide to create such an original place?
To offer in this region of Sicily, near Cefalu, a large open-air museum where 10 sculptures have found their place. At the top of the mountains, on the waterfront. That's one way to restore the beauty of modern times, to regenerate the landscape of Sicily, which is contemporary and chooses beauty and not abusive construction or violence.
So I hear you have a very special hotel. Will you show me?
Yes, it's an art museum where every room has been entrusted to the dream of utopia.
Let's go. It's unusual to live here. It's a unique place in the world.
It is a place of life where it is possible to live the dream of art while sleeping in a work of art, where you yourself become a work of art.
Well, I'm going to see your masterpiece.
Yeah, let's go see.
Where are we going, Antonio? What room is it?
This is the room that pays homage to Pier Paolo Pasolini.
A drawbridge?
Yes, it's the gateway to knowledge. When we go in, we have to walk on words.
I'm impressed. It's mythical. We're going to walk on these words, said by poets and also filmmakers. That's the big screen. You can see practically a panorama of cinema. Good thing it's Pasolini. So it's written in Arabic because it's from Pasolini's famous film Arabian Nights.
Cinema is our world.
I think Pasolini would have liked living in this room.
This is Michel Canzoneri's shadow line room. This is the room of light and water.
Okay, and this is my room?
Yes, this is your room.
It's a boat, a passageway, and then I go into the captain's room. I mustn't get seasick. Thank you, Antonio.
Thanks to you.
And bravo for this artist's hotel.
Let us hope that we can still pass on the knowledge.
Good night.
Good night.
Well then, the next task is to find out in this captain's cabin of the ship where the bathroom is. Apparently there isn't one, but there is a barrel. Looks like an oil drum. Ah. There it is. You have to open the barrel. And then there is the sink. It's working. Like a boat. All I have to do now is wash and sleep. Come on. Right, good night. In the cabin of a ship. It's rocking. I continue my journey along the coast towards Cefalu, one of the jewels of Sicily. The centuries have deposited little wonders, where the table is a celebration and fishing is an art. A little break in the Sicilian journey wouldn't hurt. I'm in Cefalu. It's one of the most beautiful cities of Sicily. A Greek city. Its name comes from the head, the rock. Above this beautiful church built by the Normans in the 12th century and is said to be one of the most beautiful in Sicily. I feel like I'm discovering a different lifestyle in Sicily. Here, they take the time to live, to speak in Sicilian, and to celebrate faith too. Ah, the sea. When you're in Sicily with the world from the train, you're never far from the sea. There's the Pescara door, which is the fortified door of the medieval city, which could open up to the sea. And look, it's beautiful. It's solid. Oh boy, it bites. Hi, how's the fishing going there? How's the biting?
It's okay, It bites.
What do you catch here in Cefalu?
Sea breams, grindstones.
And you come fishing every day?
Every afternoon.
Even in winter?
Even in winter.
But there are waves. In the winter, there are many waves.
Yes, there are.
It's dangerous, isn't it?
Yes, but we come anyway.
So the fish are smart here. They eat the bait.
No, they're waiting. Until 5:30. Every night I catch them.
Are you serious? 5:30 p.m.? Every day?
Every day.
And the fish come on time?
That's not the point. They're waiting that the sun goes down, and then we can fish well into the night.
Oh yeah, that is, they don't really see. Huh? It's jumping. Ah, well done. What's that?
It's called Mangina Racina. Sapa.
What do you do then with the fish? You eat it every day?
Not every day. Sometimes we give it to friends.
So you fish for other people too then?
Yes.
Ah, well, I brought you luck then.
Yeah,
For me,
that's
it's
good.
a zero catch. I'm very bad. This fishing port is a little gem on the north face of Sicily. It feels good to get off the train and discover these little villages and fishing ports. On the way to Palermo, the capital of the island, there's a lot of hustle and bustle, especially in the morning because there's workers, employees, and also school children. You can hear people speaking Sicilian. It's lively, it's relaxed, it's friendly. Is it nice to take the train to school here in Sicily?
I always take the bus. I don't take trains.
But not today.
But today we're going out.
To Palermo, yes, from school. We're from Bulgaria. We're students at the art college. In our high school, there are several subjects, and we specialise in ceramics and ceramic design.
Ceramics.
Yes, a little further on. There are the other classes, but they've chosen other subjects. Fashion, architecture, goldsmithing, graphic design.
But what is it really like studying art and architecture? Is it difficult, or are you sure that you'll find a job in Sicily?
The ministry recently decided to make us do a school and work-study rotation. And us young people, we have to engage in activities in order to get job opportunities. We continue to have this passion. We enjoy the moments we live. We enjoy this experience that is, in any case, forming us. It's going to be helpful, and we like it. So even if we don't succeed, this experience will continue to benefit us in the future.
Ciao, ciao. Arrivederci.
Palermo, the mythical capital of Sicily. People are very friendly, as you saw on the train, and I'm meeting someone a few blocks from here. Palermo, a chameleon city that was in turn Phoenician, Greek, Arabic, Norman, Spanish, Baroque. But here, the invaders have embellished rather than destroyed. The genius of art has been there for a long time. Shaken by history and with a bad reputation, the city is now seeking to restore its image. Hi, where's Machida Street?
Straight ahead. It's the main street where the Massimo Theatre is located.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Hello, welcome.
What is it? Is it made with rice?
Arancini. She's the queen of street food in Palermo.
Is it good?
Yes,
Can
very
I
good.
taste it?
Absolutely, please.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi. Porcini and mushrooms.
That's fantastic.
Vegetable ravioli.
Yes, vegetable ravioli. Black pork with Nebrodi, squash.
And you do the creations, so what does it mean? You add something to the meat and rice?
The rice and the arancini deserve these new flavors. Yeah, the idea was to break new ground in tradition. In my opinion, whoever created this tradition was at that time a groundbreaker. Then why not follow the idea of having, like an old Arabian kitchen, arancini with lots of flavors? Why not?
How do you make the arancini? Is it difficult?
It's not that easy, but it's a beautiful sight. Want to see?
Yes.
Let's go.
So this is where you create the different variants of the arancini, the famous traditional recipe of Palermo.
Yes, exactly.
Do you know how to make them?
I don't. Here we have the chef and the cooks, who are very good at it. You want to give it a try?
Yes. Oh, that's hot. Make a small hole with 2 fingers. Oh, all 3 fingers. Smells good, huh?
Deeper.
Yours is better. This one's heavier.
Bigger.
Let's taste it. It's delicious. The saffron and all that. The flowers of Palermo looked like swans, and the religious palaces pushed their laces towards the sky. A cathedral that was first a basilica, and then a mosque, before it became a church again. Palermo is a collection of small architectural treasures. There's also 10 centuries of history in the square, between the old cathedral and then these old Baroque palaces. A nice place to stop. Hello, Will.
Hi, how are you?
Well, it's fine. I'm delighted to be in your city, Palermo. So you're a history lover. It must be wonderful to live here.
Yes, because it's really a beautiful city, incredible city, which is full of surprises. Every time you go around the corner, you discover something.
And this square, the Pretorius Square, it has a special history, no?
Yes, it's the place of shame for the Fountain of Shame. Because they're all naked, so La Fontana della Vergogna.
Okay, and everything's made in marble.
Ah, it's all marble, yes.
But I see that some statues have been a little damaged. Is it vandalism or history?
Well, let's just say 500 years of history isn't easy to endure. There are some legends around some of these questions. For example, the sisters who are right behind us. People would have come down with hammers and scalpels to make some cuts.
Ah, some chaste cuts.
Some chaste cuts.
Just a stone's throw away from the Square of Shame at the foot of the town hall, a real psychodrama is being played out, just as the Sicilians like it so much. A form of protest, very direct and theatrical. Women of character, Sicilian women have their island in their blood and they know how to make themselves heard.
It's a shame, a shame.
How long do you think you'll be here then?
Yeah, we've been here a long time. There's no school because the services are lacking. There's not enough service here. So we come here to ask for the mayor's intervention.
Palermo laughing, Palermo yelling, and Palermo hoping. I'm going to meet the mayor the next day in the botanical garden built by a French architect in 1789, famous for its incredible ficus trees. The mayor of the city, Leo Loco Orlando, wants to transform the image of Palermo. Very much in demand, this overworked lawmaker won't talk to me about school, but he'll take the time to talk about his dreams. How did you get interested in the culture in Palermo? Have you always thought that it is the very essence of the city, which is a historic city in the Mediterranean?
I think that if someone wants to see Palermo, he shouldn't have human eyes. He needs the eyes of an insect. When insects see, they view countless moving parts. Palermo is a kaleidoscope of parts of different shapes and sizes, of different colors, always on the move. And us, we have to realize that it's not a problem, it's a resource. We were the capital of illegality. We have become the capital of legality. We want to be the capital of rights.
Guardo il mare senza te, questo mondo gira senza te, le parole sono vuote, se mi manca.
In Ficuza, in the hinterland, the old railway station has been converted into a hotel and fights its own way against the mafia, which was born at the end of the 19th century. A young lawyer, Dino, also fights mafia racketeering, and even on this railroad track, because Casa Nostra is still very present on the island. You're a lawyer. How long have you been with this association called Aeolian, and what does it consist of?
Aeolian is an association that was born in Palermo in 2004. 80% of shopkeepers pay a bribe, the peso, to Casa Nostra. This year, a group of young people from Palermo decided to open a pub in Palermo. Among the expense items were also bribes to be paid. So they decided to put up stickers that said, "People who pay for pizza are people without dignity." It is with this insult to the Palermitans and all Sicilians that the Aeolian Association was born.
Which means that tonight, for example, we're eating without the pizza in this restaurant and hotel, which is an old train station.
Yes. That way, we finance a clean economy circuit and not companies that, on the contrary, accept the ways of the Cosa Nostra. For many years and for generations in the past, it was felt that the state needed to come up with solutions. On the contrary, today it is the citizens, the people who live here, who've had to find solutions to the problems they encounter.
Well, you, Dino, and your friends have never been afraid. Ever?
No, I've never been afraid. Simply because Aeolian is an idea. It's not a person.
Thank you, Dino. That's brave of you. What is also pleasing is not only being able to meet you, Dino, but to eat a dish that's finally anti-pizza. What we're eating right now, it's guaranteed. No tithes, no mob tax. Thank you.
Thanks to you.
It's raining all over Sicily. The island is still wonderful. The problem is that the trains are stopped and some lines are even destroyed by the floods. I take the opportunity to get in the car and drive through the mountains. In Sicily, every town likes to reveal its treasures. In Agrigento, they've kept up a tradition of village life and like to shake up the historical record. Around every corner there's providence, and sometimes the deities are ancient. Down below, a Greek city emerges from time and oblivion. The Valley of the Temples reminds you by its mineral eternity that it is in Sicily that the gods were defeated by Jupiter. Sicily also has Greek temples, and it's very moving. Where are we, Giovanna? It's the Valley of the Temples, and there's a temple here that's already beautiful.
This is called the Temple of Juno. It's Greek. And actually, they were richer than in Athens. They had more temples. It was like the America of the ancient times.
You're a specialist in the archaeology of Agrigento. Do you think we can still do some excavations and that we can still find some sites here?
Oh yeah, sure. This is one of the archaeological paradises. Actually, we have to search everything. It's like the tip of an iceberg. What we need is to start looking underneath.
You just have to dig them.
Yes, we just have to clean away the dust of the centuries, because our archaeologists do not need to go too deep to find something.
So there's an extraordinary atmosphere in this Valley of the Temples. It feels like it's the time of the romantic traveler, the time of Geth. It seems as though times haven't changed.
Locals have realized how important it is. When you're on a site like this, temples are temples. We see them from our balconies. That land belonged to our grandparents, but you can't build on it. So in the past, people didn't respect this. But now they realize that it's important to protect it for mankind.
All right, so we actually saved the Valley of the Temples.
Yes, we hope so. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye.
The Scala dei Turci, the Turkish staircase, so called because the Turkish and Arab conquerors used to land here. Take a look at this, a limestone concretion. It's quite frail, it's dangerous, but most of all, there's a breathtaking view. A giant staircase that makes you feel dizzy and want to climb mountains on this island blessed by the gods, all the way to the peak of the legend Mount Etna. My journey takes me to the foot of the volcano, which doesn't like sleeping. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
It's not bad taking the train here every day to go to study. The landscape is beautiful.
Yes. We'll probably have to leave because Sicily certainly offers everything. But unfortunately, there are no technological and professional opportunities.
Where? In Rome?
Yes, in Rome, in the RAI studios.
Farewell to Sicily and Catania.
No, I'll be back. I'll be back soon, certainly.
Why? Life is nice here.
Yes, this is my land. I grew up here. I was born here.
La Dolce Vita of Sicily, is it more beautiful here?
I think that here, compared to the north perhaps, and in general with other places, we live a lot around our family. We're also very nice, if I may say so.
Well, you are nice here.
Yes, we're a little more sociable. We're not cold. We socialize more easily. When we are at the station, we often meet new people, even make new friends. Goodbye.
Here I am in Catania. It is magic. The city with palazzi, old palaces, Baroque churches, and above all, dominated by Mount Etna, a breathtaking view. They say that when Mount Etna starts to sneeze, the city begins to shake. The biggest fish market in Sicily is this one, in Catania. Of course, we're here to buy the beautiful fish of the Mediterranean, but especially to haggle and exchange. Con le mani, with the hands.
Hey, fish! Fish! It's worth it. 2 for 5. 2 for 5 euros. Come on, come on. Here we cut. We cut. Wait, look.
This is a discussion. So look here. It's a grabbing contest. There's a lot of poking and prodding, but above all, it's very nice. How is the fishing today?
Good, good. Red mullets, gurnards, uranoscopes, St. Pierre's prawns, crayfish.
At what time do you have to wake up to go fishing?
4 o'clock.
Is that octopus? An octopus from Sicily?
Yes.
You caught it today?
Yes, it's fresh. It's an original.
How do we cook it? Grilled with vegetables? Oh, thank you very much.
How to cook it? Well, you have to fill a pan with water. You boil the water. And you put it in the pan for about half an hour. Then you take the fork. If it enters the flesh easily, it's good.
And that's it?
That's it.
Wonderful.
Goodbye.
Bye. For the Sicilians, Etna remains a mystery, which gets into great anger with malicious regularity. Up there, Vulcan and his Cyclops had their forges and their craters. Good morning. How many kilometers? 60?
60.
Thank you. This is the train to go to Etna. I'm gonna meet with Boris. To see the capricious volcano up close, I take the circular train, which is not for the faint-hearted, whose tracks are laid down on the lava rising from the depths. A 4-hour train journey on the bowels of the earth. Boris? Hi, how are you?
Welcome to the party.
Thank you. The train moves a lot. It rocks. Boris, it's nice to meet you.
Yes, you too.
So, this is a bit like your domain. We're coming to Mount Etna. You're a volcano specialist?
Yes, something like that.
Yeah, you're a volcanologist.
Yes, volcanologist.
What is fantastic is to take this little train, which is also the train of the employees, of the school children, which goes all the way around.
Almost all the way around.
Almost all the way around, yes.
And in the morning, indeed, there are a lot of people, young people, who come from the villages, people who work in Catania. What is really pretty is that we see the Etna on every side. Every time we make a turn, it's different. The silhouette of the mountain changes a lot. This volcano is extremely asymmetrical.
Okay, and what is Etna's characteristic? Is it a regular volcano? What do we call it?
Yes, it's one of the most active volcanoes in the world. It's almost always active.
When did the last great explosion happen?
So there are explosions and eruptions. Explosions are a type of eruption. There are also eruptions that make lava flows, but very few explosions. The last significant eruption with lava flows and some explosive activity was in February, March, and April 2017.
All right.
But it looks like Etna is preparing something bigger. And it probably won't be at the top.
Because it's a mountain that moves, it's an evolving volcano. Well, obviously in the eruption.
Extremely
But what about
fast.
these secondary explosions on the flanks?
There may be eruptions on the flanks. These are the ones that can be more dangerous. If you look at this village here, for example, it's really in a trap. So it's located in a valley, and sometimes lava flows come in, and people, especially young people who've never been through this, they're under the illusion it's never going to happen.
All right, okay. So now we're moving on to the sides of the volcano, and we're on torrents of lava, which are now petrified, but Boris and I are safe. You live on the slopes of Mount Etna?
Yep.
Well, aren't you afraid?
No, not of Etna. I may be afraid of many other things, but not Etna.
Okay. Look how beautiful it is. An old train station in Taormina, like I've rarely seen. A small museum, built in the 19th century for the tourists who came to take a grand tour of Italy. And some filmmakers came here to shoot some scenes. It's beautiful. Taormina has all kinds of things, secret passages, funny stairs. Besides, this one will be the narrowest in Italy, and in this respect, it is included in the Italian version of Monopoly. Drowning in greenery, Taormina has been a holiday village since ancient times. People come here for its coasts, its cliffs, its fantasies, and its unique light. Here they say it pierces you to the very core of your soul. Hi, Alessandro.
Welcome, Olivier. Let me show you the beautiful sights of Taormina.
So, Alessandro, here is one of the jewels of the Taormina side. It's Isola Bella, right?
It's a very special island, one of the jewels of Taormina. Originally, it was the property of the king of the two Sicilies. In 1806, he offered the island to the mayor of Taormina.
Shall we?
Yes.
There's a lot of water. Do we have to take our shoes off?
Yes, that's right, we have to take them off.
Come on, let's go. What a beautiful view. It's beautiful, it's wild. This is the mainland?
Yes, yes, what you see in the background is Calabria. It's the beginning of the European continent and Italy.
Since Geth, traveling riders have been captivated by the beauty of Taormina and the purity of the Mediterranean air. It was called the Grand Tour, and the myth continues. The view is impressive, so this is where the Grand Tour ended for riders and travelers like Geth.
Yes, it was one of the obligatory stages of this itinerant free university that was the Grand Tour. Here it was the noble terrace of Taormina, the ancient Piano di Sant'Agostino Square. Here the great artists used to settle and draw inspiration from here. On the right, we see Mount Etna, and on the other side, the sea view overlooking the ancient theatre of Taormina.
Thank you, Alessandro. Mythics here are alive and well, and the Greek temples are reminiscent of sun worship. An eternal cult, even and especially seen from the train. Well then, let's go to Syracuse, the last stage of my trip, at the end of Sicily. So you travel by train every day?
I travel all over Italy by train.
And so what's your job? What are you doing here in Sicily?
I'm a sales consultant, and I work for several companies all over Italy.
And it's magical to travel here by this train, between the mountain, Mount Etna, and the sea.
That's right. On one side there is a volcano, and the other side there's the sea. In fact, it may happen in February or March that we can go skiing, and the next morning we go swimming in the sea. The water's not hot, but...
Do you do it? Are you going swimming?
No, I don't. I'm not that brave.
Passengers can find the train Regionale 26661.
I've been traveling for 10 days, and every time they tell me about the beauties of the island, about the Dolce Vita Siciliana, is that real?
Yes, absolutely. Sicily in general has a very open character and is used to facing these small difficulties as well, thanks to the climate of the country, which is almost always good, thanks to all that nature has given us. And the people are pretty friendly, whatever you can say about the southerners. There's the mafia also. It certainly exists.
Do you think that the importance of the mafia here in Sicily is exaggerated?
Well, the Sicilians hate the mafia, they fight the mafia, and they collaborate with the institutions. Anyone who doesn't cooperate is a moron.
I'm going to Syracuse. There's a famous freediver who lived there, Enzo Maiorca.
Yes, Enzo Maiorca is one of Sicily's best-known characters.
Thank you, Santo. Thank you very much.
Have a nice day. I'll see you next time.
Hello, Syracuse, the famous mythical city I've been wanting to visit for a long time. Syracuse is a sleepy city that has known many conquerors. Angels and horsemen watch over the fountains. And since the Phoenicians, the city with its Mediterranean charm has been lulled by the gentleness of the centuries in complete tranquility. A world city where East and West met. A legend of apnea awaits me on the opposite peninsula. Since the disappearance of her father, Enzo, world champion freediver, Patricia Maiorca has taken over. Siren of Syracuse, she now defends the protection of the coastline, a lifelong commitment. Hello, Patricia.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. Nice to meet you. I'll show you my ocean.
And so here, Patricia, this is where you learned to dive with your father, Enzo Maiorca, who was a legend in scuba diving.
Me, Rosanna, my sister, and Dad, we always bathed in this sea. This is the sea of my childhood, equipped only with a mask. Rosanna and I used to play shell collecting at the bottom of the water and skeletons of sea urchins. That's how we started our career as deep freedivers in the sea. For me, this is one of the most beautiful seas in the world.
Was it by diving, free diving with your father, that you became aware of the need to protect the sea?
The land and the sea form a whole. We can't think about protecting the sea without defending the land. What we see is the last portion of the Syracuse coast that has remained intact, without construction, without concrete. It's therefore absolutely necessary to protect also the earth.
Today, you're the president of this natural park of Promilio. Does that mean there's still a lot of work to be done to protect the coast here in Sicily?
For us freedivers, the sea, you know that when we enter the sea enters us too. So it's perhaps easier to be aware of the importance of protecting the sea. Even today, the sea must absolutely be defended and protected. If we humans lose the sea, if we lose the voice of the sea, then we will be nothing.
Today, when you look at the sea, which is a little damaged in Sicily and also everywhere in the Mediterranean, what do you think? Are you sad? Are you a bearer of hope?
I'm an optimist. I always have hope. And I think nature is strong. We just need to stop for a moment. That we slow down for a moment. And nature will recover. Nature wins when she has the chance.
Sometimes hope, nature may be perhaps stronger than destruction. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
See you soon. It's the end of the road. This is as far as I can go. As you have seen, one can only fall in love with this island, Sicily, which the inhabitants try to preserve with love because it really is a jewel of the Mediterranean.